Hey there, Scorpio. Come on in. Let's do your energy forecast for the first week of 2024. Woohoo! Are we celebrating? What are you doing to celebrate? What have you done to celebrate? By the time you're watching this, perhaps New Year's Eve is already over. So what did you do? Did you ring it in big? Did you ring it in small? Did you go somewhere? Did you stay at home? Were you with family and friends or keeping it small? What are you doing? Share that with me in the chat below. And meanwhile, let's get into your reading. So hi there, for those of you that don't know me. My name is Lee Shanks, aka Intuitive Lee. I come on here weekly and do some energy forecasts for all zodiac signs. Currently working on the sign of Scorpio, and this is for December 31st through to January 6th. Oh, I'm so excited to be welcoming in a new year. Now, I am one of those people that welcome a new year in actually October the 31st, which is more of a pagan sort of Wiccan kind of idea. But I also recognize that this date, this changing over the years, brings in new energy, and I'm capitalizing for myself on that energy. I'm truly feeling like this is the start of some great things happening for me personally this year, but now I want to get in and see what's going on for you, Scorpio. Ooh, I'm just feeling chills here. All right, what do we got? I am the loving energy of the universe. Absolutely you are. If there's one thing that I've come to understand or come to maybe realize is I have always struggled with my definition of God. And I've struggled with it because of what I was taught when I was younger about what God meant. And I didn't agree. They didn't feel right to me that the definition of God that I was being taught was this, let's just say I didn't agree with it, all right? What I've come to believe, or I am coming to understand, is that really if I could share my definition of God in one word, it would be love. Okay, so when we think of love, that pure, unconditional love for self and others, when we can just love life for the way it's unfolding, whether or not we like it or agree with it, or is easy or is difficult, if we can just love the fact that we've got life and we get to have these experiences, that to me is what God is. That is my definition of God. And this is just saying that if you drop into that love space, right? If you drop into being more gentle with yourself, less judgmental of the world and people around you, including yourself, you're adding that out to the universe, right? You are, in fact, becoming godlike. All right. So I would say that that indeed is what the world needs more of, right? More love. So why don't you be that? Why don't you take the opportunity to be that person? All right. All right, let's get into this now and see where we're going for your week ahead. Again, Scorpio, this is the week of January the 31st, or December, boy, getting a little ahead of myself there. This is for December 31st to January the 6th. So we start off with being mindful. All right. This is the groupthink. And this is all about allowing yourself to not be confined by what other people think, right? So there's two ways of looking at this. And I actually feel like both are, there's more than two ways actually, but I feel like there's two. For some of you, what it's going to mean is listening to where the people around you are going with their thought processes, right? And their understanding of things, and allowing yourself to stand outside of that and say, that doesn't feel right to me. That doesn't feel in alignment with who I am. That doesn't feel like the energy that I want to sort of buy into, if you will. Kind of like my personal journey at understanding who I believe or what I believe God to be. And in my case, not a who, a what is love, right? And this is about doing that and understanding that it is for you a very personal journey, and you're allowed to stand in your truth, even if it goes against the grain. In fact, I would strongly encourage you, even if it goes against the grain. There's also the idea of just the opposite of that, that sometimes when we're learning about something new, that if we lean into the group think, what does, my friends or my family around me, what do they believe? Or what do the people that I admire and watch and follow in life, what do they believe in? And what is their take on things? And how does that resonate with me? Does that feel like something I could take on as a belief system for myself? That's really what it's all about, right? What feels right for you? Going along with the group or standing on your own? There are times and places for everything, and you will know what is right for you. All right, let's break it down a little bit further, get into the middle of your week at this time, Scorpio. And we have the beginner's mind with first breath. Yes, sometimes doing that, sometimes allowing ourselves to not automatically dismiss the group think, right? I don't always believe what they think, so I'm not even going to listen. If we allow ourselves to open our minds to, you know what, maybe in the past I wasn't really listening and I've just gotten in the habit of not listening. So maybe just this one time I'm going to sit back and allow myself to really think and feel into what I'm hearing to see if it's right for me rather than automatically dismissing it, right? I'm going to feel into, do I go along? Do I go with the flow? Or is this a time for me to stand on my own on an island because nobody around me thinks the same way? It's going to be one or the other for you, Scorpio. Which is it for you at this time, right? We're often in one position or the other, and it's never the same, right? It's not static. It doesn't stay there. So where are you at this time? All right. And allowing yourself, again, to co-create the future that you want for yourself, really. All right. And I'm loving the magic that's unfolding for you here. Yeah, look at this here, Scorpio. Closing the door. Completion is underway now. We are at the beginning of this brand new chapter, right? 2024 lays before us a long stretch, 365 and a half days coming up here, right? And in that, we have the chance to co-create the future that we want, which means we get to close the door on what we didn't want. What did we learn this past year about what we will and will not tolerate in our lives? What did we learn about our boundaries? What did we learn about protecting our own energy? What did we learn about moving forward in new, fresh, inviting ways, right? How are we co-creating the future ahead of us? Time for wiping the slate clean, completing that last year once and for all, letting it go, and welcoming in a brand new year. Now, I just want to check my time here. 7 o'clock. Okay, 7 minutes. I've got a minute here. I'm feeling very, very strongly just now that I've got a grandmother here with me. She's a grandmother on the paternal side. She's showing me very upright. I feel like she, in fact, was religious and had her own belief system. But as I'm looking forward, I see toward her, I see her shoulders sort of drop and relax a bit. I feel like she was always tense and on guard. I feel like even her words would have been a little bit sharp and judgmental. And as I'm looking at her, I see her sort of soften and ease into the energy around her and isn't so harsh and isn't so judgmental. And she's really coming in at this time to say that this is for those of you that were really paying attention to what I said about my belief about God at the beginning. And I feel like this woman in her belief system, because I am seeing her wearing a cross now, in her strong convictions made her judgmental of others. And I feel like she wants to soften that energy and is encouraging you to do the same. All right. So I hope if you recognize this grandmother, please let me know in the chat below. In the meantime, hit the like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you all back here really soon, Scorpio. Thank you ever so much for being here. Blessed New Year to you. Watch the link below because it is an intro energy forecast for all signs for the year ahead. Blessed be one and all, and I'll see you back here next week. Intuitively signing off.